It's a rainy Friday night and you're exhausted from a tiring week. Maybe you've had a difficult day at work or you've been broken up with. Maybe a friend died. Maybe you just had the best day of your life. Why is it that no matter what our ages or what headspace we're in, movies have the power to transport us away, distract us from our emotions, or make us feel more than we've ever felt?
Please, be kind. Especially when we don't know what's going on.
Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I can't in good conscience let you take this leap without you knowing what it means. Take my hands.
What will always come with the human experience is the expansion of your mind. We grow and meet new people and travel to new places, and by those means, we're learning to see the world from different perspectives. We're developing empathy for situations we aren't experiencing ourselves. They give us limitless exploration of stories, characters, cultures, and emotions. They educate us on important historical matters.
God don't mean people to own people, Gideon.
Show us the nuances of different cultures.
And then yeah died. You didn't even tell me he was sick. So it felt like he just vanished suddenly.
Expose the harsh realities of the world, whether it's through plain exposition or covered in elaborate metaphors. Movies are teleportation machines to different lives in worlds that would otherwise be impossible to reach. Film and TV also find entertaining yet groundbreaking ways of challenging our preconceived notions by showing characters as being more than their race, religion, gender, and other aspects of what make up their identity. In many ways, film holds the ability to teach you everything you could ever need to learn about humanity. There's endless potential because of the countless aspects of the medium, plot, dialogue, performances, but there's also the score, the lighting, the production design. Music and imagery are emotional stimulants. A single frame can make your heart burst in adoration. A few notes can make your heart stop. But make no mistake, this is no technical examination of film. No lecture addressing ingenious lighting design or masterful camera work. This is about plain emotion to its most primitive roots.
You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you.
There's an ongoing conversation about how movies and television are a form of escapism. Useful in small doses, healthy when revitalizing your mood, but quickly capable of piloting addictive consumption. It's the end of your winter break and you realize you haven't done anything besides finish the entirety of Game of Thrones. Were you merely enjoying an escapist art form, or were you escaping from the realities of your own world? What's the distinction, or is there any at all?
You're not where you want to be. You feel like you're supposed to be somewhere else. You said it. Well, say you could snap your fingers and be wherever you wanted to be. I bet you'd still feel this way, not in the right place. The point is, you can't get so hung up on where you'd rather be that you forget how to make the most of where you are.
Many switch on their TV to switch off their real life, at least for a little while. It's like you're turning down the noise around you by honing in on the issues of a fictional character. It can feel like forgetting is the only way to feel at peace momentarily. Many are judged for choosing to turn to films in times of difficulty. Why don't you just face your problems head on, they say. The concept of escapism insinuates that what we are consuming is mindless and does nothing but help us procrastinate dealing with a situation, like putting a bandage over a deep wound. Maybe the problem is that our lives are painful. Maybe it's that they're mundane and empty. But there's a reason why, when we're at our lowest, we seek art.
Is this all real? Or is it just happening inside my head?
Of course it's happening inside your head, Harry. Why should that mean that it's not real?
Veiled by an illusion of vacant-minded escapism, film and television is an immersive form of subconscious emotional education and cleansing.
Well, gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Though it may not seem so, there's always something happening deep within our brain as we watch stories play out. Because while we may think we are merely wanting to switch off, we really just want to feel something else. Seeking distractions from our difficult realities does not mean we want to escape from the world. It means our subconscious is desperately seeking some piece of comfort to hold on to. It's as intrinsic as survival's instinct. Even in our darkest of times, there lies a part of us that yearns for comfort. Because we really all just want to feel understood.
Look, I'm not the one with the problem, okay? It's the world that seems to have a problem with me. People take one look at me and go, "Ah, help, run! A big, stupid, ugly ogre." They judge me before they even know me. That's why I'm better off alone.
The empathy we form for a character on our screen is just a projection of ourselves. We're not leaning on fictional stories, we're learning from them. Movies have the power to instill hope in us. If a character going through a similar complication can make it through it, perhaps we can too. Film builds the emotional bridge between our current reality and everything we're missing, whether it's our desire for connection, our wish to find a sense of fulfillment, or our yearning for adventure. And that doesn't just pertain to stories set in our current world, in our current time. Even otherworldly genres like fantasy and sci-fi demonstrate how we yearn for a change or to experience something bigger. We want to believe that there's something more than what we already have. But alas, our same human interests, flaws, and problems present themselves in every universe, and oftentimes, those are the components of the story we care more about than any extravagant spaceship or fire-breathing dragon.
You're not on trial for being a dwarf.
Oh, yes I am. I've been on trial for that my entire life.
Because of our innate longing to understand and be understood, movie watching has even been used as a form of therapy labeled as cinema therapy. Talking about the feelings and issues of characters can allow people to feel more comfortable in processing their own emotions because it gives them more emotional distance to them than talking directly about themselves.
I have loved you. I did my best.
The process a therapist undergoes with their patient is fairly straightforward. The therapist assigns a patient a movie featuring a character or issue that relates to the patient's own life. The patient then independently watches it, and then they discuss what they've gathered from the movie with the therapist. Psychotherapist and cinema therapist Birgit Wolz has outlined 5 guidelines for how to choose a movie for a patient.
Movies are like dreams, an entryway into our subconscious.
These guidelines explain how films can positively impact a client's emotional state or perspective. 1. Healing through laughter. Certain films featuring similar issues to ones a client may face can help them see it in a lighter, even more humorous way, creating distance from their problems and helping them to gain a fresh perspective.
Listen, you little wiseacre. I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it.
2. Emotional catharsis. Relating to characters or situations on screen can evoke a patient's repressed emotions, bringing them to the surface to be expressed, which can provide the watcher with a feeling of release. We'll dive deeper into this one later. 3. Hope and encouragement. Movies can give clients insight, optimism, and inspiration for how they should go about things in their real life and how matters can improve with time. 4. Rediscovering strengths and questioning negative beliefs. When following a character's journey through their highs and lows, patients can come to recognize that they may hold the same potential and strengths that the character demonstrates. This realization can instill helpful self-confidence and self-belief.
You know what? Fuck beauty contests. Life is one fucking beauty contest after another. You know, school, then college, then work? Fuck that. And fuck the Air Force Academy. If I want to fly, I'll find a way to fly.
5. Improving communication. Film and television can also show people how communication styles and modes can help or harm a relationship and thus impact your life, resultantly teaching their audience how to have improved communication with others.
I'm sorry that your mother got sick when she did. Believe me.
But let's dive a little deeper. Why does this form of storytelling have such a powerful ability to hit us at our core? There are both philosophical and scientific explanations for this. A fundamental objective of storytelling and filmmaking is to engage us and evoke emotions within us, which is why most people would consider the best films to be emotionally potent.
There is so much pain, and I don't know how to not notice it.
You wish I was different? So do I! You fucking hate me? So do I!
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead. Dead like if I could guarantee Henry would be okay, I'd hope you'd get an illness and then get hit by a car and die.
You know how much we love you. Love you so much. Love you more than anything.
Ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle similarly believed that tragedies aim to arouse feelings of pity and fear, purging viewers of their emotions and leaving them cleansed, a process he called catharsis. Why do we seek movies that make us cry, or horror films that scare us? Are we looking to poison ourselves with anxiety? Are we being self-destructive? Aristotle's ideology would suggest that we're actually subconsciously looking to summon these emotions within ourselves so that we can bring them to the surface and flush them out. Crying to movies is an indicator that oxytocin has been triggered by our emotions towards the film's story. Oxytocin is often considered the love hormone because of how it induces anti-stress-like effects and can play a role in social bonding. It's also known to promote positive feelings, which is why it can ironically feel good to cry, or as Aristotle would put it, be cathartic. Oxytocin is also connected to feelings of compassion and empathy, so the hormone's release leads us to feel even more emotionally connected to the characters. Having these cathartic responses to movies is beneficial to our mental and physical health, but they also lead us to be more conscious of the thoughts and feelings of others. Our sensitivity is a sign that we are empathetic, and our empathy is what makes us more socially aware. Our ability to have empathy that extends to fictional characters on a screen shows we are emotionally in tune and makes it easier for us to apply this awareness of what causes certain emotions to real life. When we're able to acknowledge how and why people feel the ways they feel, we're more knowledgeable of how to be supportive and loving towards others and ourselves.
Come on, Mr. Frodo. I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. Come on!
What about scary movies? It seems almost sadistic to love horror and be entertained by such terrible things. But again, things aren't as simple as they appear on the surface. Watching horror movies allows us to live out alternative realities, but they also stimulate us mentally. By experiencing fear, we're also releasing adrenaline, surging energy and heightening sensations. So the scariest parts of a movie are also the most enjoyable. Additionally, these movies satisfy our cravings to learn about the darker side of the human psyche. The notorious phrase, "the whole is greater than the sum of its parts," was coined by Aristotle to explain the importance of synergy. Filmmaking is one of the most collaborative art forms. There are countless moving parts in pre-production, production, and post-production. Writers, directors, producers, actors, editors, but also camera operators, grips, prop masters, production assistants. Each person's role is pivotal and necessary to what eventually hits your screens and touches your heart. Then there are aspects of the film and television that we consume. Cinematography, performances, score, production design. Each piece is important, but even more impactful when placed together to create that magical essence of movies. So when someone says that movies are merely forms of escapism, that they're mindless and ultimately a distraction from reality, they could not be more wrong. Movies are far more than a coping mechanism. Some people may consume them more mindfully and analytically than others, but that does not mean that those who do not consciously reflect on a film afterwards haven't gained something meaningful from it. You always take something from the movie, even if it's subconscious. Our minds and hearts are sponges. They can't help but absorb.
Honey, I never told you how much I need you.
No. I love you, Ned. Always have, always will.
As soon as we start categorizing art as positive or negative, profound or vapid, mindful or meaningless, we start being judgmental and taking away the power of how unique each of our perspectives are. What touches you to your deepest level may not resonate at all with another. And that's why we consume art. To feel understood in a way no one else will ever be able to reach us.